Scotia, Canada's ocean playground. And on the water, sand, grass, and rocks, play is exactly what we do. For us, play is a way of life. Any way we can find it. We skate the ice, sail the waters, we run the land. We love to play. Yeah, we're pretty good at it too.
Canada's best now.
So when we gather at the same place Nova Scotians have gathered for decades, we aren't just watching a game, we're celebrating our spirit for sport. We are the Halifax Wanderers, playing on the rugged landscape that shapes us. This is our home, and this is our team. Let's go Wanderers.
We are back. It's our second game of the day. This is the U16 final featuring FC Laval and BTB 07. BTB wearing the black kits with red and white trim, and Laval wearing the white kits with the black trim. Again, this is for the U16 championships at the Rising Tide tournament. And every now and then, and just a little side note, BTB stands for Born to Be Soccer Academy. They're a team out of Edmonton, Alberta. And every now and then a game comes along where, as a play-by-play announcer, you look at the game sheets and you just hope for the best with names and pronunciations. One of the things I will do before every match, when possible, is to speak to somebody from the coaching staff and confirm pronunciations. There are several names that may provide somewhat of a challenge from a play-by-play pronouncing perspective, but bear with me. I did go over the pronunciations again with both teams prior to the game, and if there is one that is mispronounced, feel free to send me a tweet and let me know. Or an X, I guess it is now, right? As I said, not a tweet any longer, it's an X. You can find me on X at jscott_2022. So just about set to go in this U16 final. BTB, Born to Be Soccer Club, taking on FC Laval. Starting keeper for BTB, Christopher Oatley. And Gabriel Delva starting the keeping duties for FC Laval. So BTB in the black with red and white trim, going right to left on your screen, and right away, long ball forward, trying to connect with William Sua, and that just went beyond him by the quick opening long through ball, almost connected with William Sua, the number 11 for BTB. So BTB going right to left on your screen to open this game. Laval in the white with black trim going left to right. So the U16 championship banner on the line here from Wickwire Field on the campus of historic Dalhousie University in the heart of downtown Halifax in the city's south end. Not far from one of the main streets, Quinpool Road, also close to the lovely Point Pleasant Park, which is probably 6 or 7 minutes from here. BTB on the ball, curled in toward the middle, waiting for it there was Eli Sithole, but they couldn't quite get it to him as Laval able to head it away. Pressure being applied there by Sithole. He wears number 13 for BTB. This BTB team went to the national finals last year, a talented squad. Their coach telling me that 7 players from that squad last year moved on, so a lot of the second tier players have moved up to this premier squad. So a dangerous group here from Edmonton, Alberta. So Laval, Quebec, Edmonton, Alberta, BTB and Laval. Head to head here in this U16 final. Cartagena Cano, Diego Antonio, the first name, number 2. The other Cartagena Cano is number 29, Mariano Antonio. Coaches for FC Laval, Anastasis Focus and Nassine Zakur. And for B2B, it's Conda Mansoure and David Lachelt. So it'll be a corner kick for Laval. Little give and go off that corner, and then trying to move it in was Xavier Kwam. And that went right off the chin of Safe Juntu. So it'll be another corner here for Laval. Let's see if they take the same tactic or if they'll do the more traditional, try to curl it into the box. It's lifted in, traffic in front, it's headed down, and then cleared away from trouble by B2B. Laval takes it on the fly. Kendrick Lysis Cherubin over to the far side. Nigel Lottie over there, moves it back. Laval bounces it up ahead. Bit of a rough first touch there, and then it's turned over. Mahmoud Abubaha had it for a moment. Back to the keeper. And chipped up ahead. Ashton Stephen with the first touch, but taken away by B2B. They'll just roll it to the back line, and then a quick touch up. Goes out over the touch line, and it'll be a throw-in taken quickly by Diego Antonio Cartagena Cano. Trying to keep it in was the sliding Nigel Lottie, just couldn't keep it in, so it'll be a throw-in for D. Julie. Julie throws it in, trying to step around the defender now was Mahfouz. Mohamed Mahfouz tried to make a move there, and then tumbling down to the turf was Nicholas Thanasi Espinoza for Laval.
Hey, Scott.
Well, look who it is. Welcome to try to say that last name, otherwise known as the U16 final between Laval and B2B.
Great matchup between these two teams here.
It is, and I say that in jest because my entire career of calling play-by-play, the priority for me is always name pronunciation because I want to do the players justice and I don't want any families getting mad at me. But there's certainly some names that I'm doing my very best to pronounce. As I said, I went to the coaching staffs prior to and got pronunciation. So if someone's listening and I pronounce a name incorrectly, please know that I'm giving it my best.
100%. And that's the beauty of the diversity of this tournament, is that there's all sorts of nationalities represented, and with that definitely comes the challenges. As Ashton Stephen takes it by the defender, able to get back on his feet.
Again, there's a header toward the bar. So great opportunity, best chances of the match for Laval, and a lot of it was started by Ashton Stephen. You see the sequence here. Stephen weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. He went down, he got back up, kept creating a chance, but B2B able to keep it out. Now they'll try to bring it back the other way with Sithole.
I think Ashton Stephen was looking for a penalty from the ref there, which is why he initially looked over, but quickly got up and resumed play, and no penalty came.
So Play back onto the pitch here. Laval controlling from the back line. Nice touch forward. Trying to make a move there was Bukhari. Bukhari looking good on the ball there. Took a challenge from the defender, stayed with it. But then it's turned over, and BTB will just chip that ball forward. And a penalty foul over there is working hard for that ball was Nigel Lottie. He wears the number 8 for this Laval squad. So a free kick off that foul for BTB. 7 minutes played in this opening half. 0-0 your score in this U16 championship final. BTB from Edmonton, Alberta, FC Laval from Laval. The ball chipped into the area, and the keeper using every bit of that length to come out and challenge the BTB player. Bit of a collision there, but the keeper able to track that ball and stay with it, and now he'll just kick it or slide it over to his teammate Diego Antonio Cartagena Cano. And I will say the first name as well because there are 2 Cartagena Canos on this team. As mentioned, Diego Antonio number 2, Mariano Antonio number 29. Laval looking to come on the attack.
Ashton Stephen down this right-hand side, and his teammate does find him with a lovely ball in behind.
No flag. Stephen has it. Cuts in deep, works it up high. There's a chance toward the corner. Just rolling it wide. It was all set up by Ashton Stephen. As you said, he found that opening and then fed it over, and that was agonizingly close to the corner, as we'll see here on the replay. Ball fed across. There's the little touch to the corner. Knew what he wanted to do with it. That was Yoan Kamel, but just couldn't find the placement. Great effort, though. And then Yoan Kamel goes flying through the air.
Yeah, a lovely ball over the top there, and Ashton Stephen keeping his width, which is giving BTB lots of trouble early on in this game. Great cutback, but his teammate just unable to find the bottom left corner there.
So free kick, kind of dangerous territory. Straight ball through and bounces just wide of the keeper, Christopher Oatley.
Ashton Stephen has been threatening throughout this entire tournament down that right-hand side with his pace and his trickery, and definitely one of the players to watch out for in this match. And you see that early on, he's already got a couple chances to get in behind the defense and a couple good deliveries into the box.
So your keepers again, Jaden Cancel-Marie, number 21, the keeper for Laval, and Christopher Oatley, number 1, in there for BTB. Into the 10th minute of this game. Still 0-0. Good chance just a few minutes ago, though, from Laval. Look to come on the attack again. Trying to get a ball forward was Bukhari. He gets turned aside. And now BTB comes back the other way. Abu Baha tries to push it into the middle, and again, offside flag goes up. A lot of talent on both sides of the ball here.
Yes, for sure. Both teams displaying patience and a lot of technical ability, waiting for the right opportunities throughout this tournament to go forward. They don't rush things, and we like to see that between the young teams here.
So a whistle, I'm not sure what that was about. So back underway. Laval twists it up toward the center of the pitch.
D. Julie with a strong tackle on Ashton Stephen, and he leaves his foot in there.
D. Julie, number 17 in black for this BTB squad, in on the tackle. Play carries right on, though.
Again, D. Julie leaving his foot in there. He's going to want to be careful. He's just a bit over aggressive with those tackles.
Yoan Kamel took that contact. He's right in front of our broadcast position here, taking a look at the outside of his right leg on the lower part down by the ankle. He's up to his feet, still kind of checking it out, and he'll kind of hobble back into play. The number 10 for Laval looks to be okay.
D. Julie definitely literally leaving his mark there on the number 10, Yoan Kamel.
The 12th minute corner kick from that far flag, and it's going to be Anthony Garces Guile who'll take it. So the set piece here for B2B. Jaden Cancel-Marie, the keeper, tallest player on the pitch, at least from what I could see. That's sent in, long strike there, but it bounces into the waiting arms of the keeper as Abu Baha saw the chance to put a shot on target. Here's Steven now, rolls it back, sit hole, causing a little bit of pressure, as is number 10, Mohamed Mahfouz. Laval.
Great bit of skill there from the Laval player.
Down the pitch, Julie. These two players have come together previously, and it's Steven gets around Julie, feeds it in front, rolls along. Oh, the save, and it's a glorious one from the keeper, Oatley.
Another great bit of skill down the right-hand side there from Ashton Steven to just get away from D. Julie, and delivers another teasing cross into his teammate, who's unlucky not to put that into the bottom corner, but a brilliant save from the BTB keeper there.
Samuel Okwo thought he had one in the bank, but the teller denied the deposit, and the score stays 0-0. But again, as you said, and here he is again. He's been in the middle of everything, this number 3, Ashton Steven, creating all kinds of chances, and sliding tackle, Steven taken down.
Brilliant tackle there by the number 12, Nathan Frelick from BTB.
So great action in the first 13 plus minutes of this one, with the U16 banner on the line. Gentle little header there by Diego Antonio Cartagena-Cano. Back it comes to Leonardo Castillo. Castillo just rolls it to the back line. Now, up for Steven. There's Julie again. That's not the first time we've seen 17 in black and 3 in white come together.
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why you're seeing that yellow card there. He's already had a couple challenges that could have been given yellows initially, but eventually there he is given the yellow card.
So Ashton Steven finally back to his feet as the referee has his book out, making notes, card shown, and it's a free kick here for Yoan Kamel. So Kamel from the right. Curves it in, and it's headed away by B2B. Laval, though, perhaps with a chance, and getting in the way was Juntu. And B2B will turn it back the other way with William Sua.
And it looks like Ashton Steven is still feeling the effects of that tackle there, as he's not walking too freely right now.
Juntu over on that far side, a couple of players trying to get a foot on it. And there's Julie now over on that far side. D. Julie has been showing his aggressiveness early on here.
And it looks like the coach sees that there's potential for danger there, so he switches D. Julie with Joe Ali, who comes over to this left-hand side now. Probably a better matchup between those two players, Joe Ali and Ashton Steven on this right side.
B2B calmly up to the left side. Sliding in to kick that away was Ashton Steven. And the referee wants him to back up a little bit. Joe Ali readies the throw in for B2B.
Good awareness there by the BTB coach to switch D. Julie to the other side because he was living dangerously in the first 10 minutes there, and potential for another card if he was not switched to the other side. So
several times Julie for BTB and Steven for Laval came together more often than not in a physical manner. Now Julie on that far side, and again he's in on a tackle, and this time it's Kendrick Lysis-Cherubin who gets spun down to the turf, and right in there again was number 17 in black, D. Julie.
And immediately I see head coach there, Kunde, warm up a sub because D. Julie is living dangerously in this first 16 minutes. So I don't think it'll be too long before we see a substitute there and a talking to from the coach to D. Julie, who's been just a bit too aggressive in this first 17 minutes here.
Yeah, you want to bring the energy, but sometimes it can be a fine line between energy and over-aggressive. So we'll get things sorted out here. 0-0 the score. 17-10 and counting played in this opening half. The U16 championship at this Rising Tides event. The banner on the table across the far side of the field. One of these two teams will hoist that and take pictures later on, but lots of football left to go here as that cross was sent in and then headed away.
And it looks like it'll be number 18, Tuma, who will be coming in for D. Julie there as he got some final instructions from his coach there. And
so Tuma Banga into the match, and the last few minutes, the majority of ball play has been in the BTB end of the pitch. Laval has kind of had BTB on their back foot just a little bit. Top of the 18-yard box, ball loose for a moment. And BTB will get there first. They'll just kick it away, clear it, and well out of his goal is Cancel Marie to set it there for Kamel.
Yeah, it's been a theme for this tournament. He's been happy to come out of his box and play with his feet. Clearly very comfortable as a player, and wouldn't be surprised if earlier in his career maybe he played outfield, and definitely shows with his composure on the ball.
Yeah, and a tall, rangy young man as well. And I think just from the eyeballing it, it certainly would appear that he's the tallest player on the pitch.
I would tend to agree. Maybe the only other one close to him would be D. Julie, who's substituted after a rocky first 18 minutes, to say the least.
Yeah, he was certainly in the midst of a lot of action. There's the corner. Headed away, comes down onto the foot, and just putting it over the goal was Diego Antonio Cartagena Cano.
You missed my pun there, Scott.
I'm just concentrating on saying Diego Antonio Cartagena Cano correctly. You've always got the chance to re-rack and replay it. Maybe I'll pick up on it the second time.
As an Alberta joke for folks back home.
To midfield and beyond. Could this be a chance now? Headed forward there by Sua. Look at this run by Sua, and the keeper again. To your point earlier, Cancel Marie canceling that play.
Good pace there shown by Willem Sua, and his last touch after he got it behind the defender was just too heavy, which allowed Jaden Cancel Marie to come and smother the chance, but good bit of skill there from Willem Sua.
We hit the halfway mark of this opening 40 minutes. And talking to some of the Laval parents for one of the girls' games the other day, they were incredibly proud, talking about how much of a soccer community Laval is. They said of all the sports, you would think hockey, you might think football. They said soccer is the most passionately loved and played game in Laval. Laval has really taken soccer as its sport, and they were telling me just how vibrant the grassroots community of soccer is in Laval, and just how many youth players there are and different club teams there are. So again, no surprise to see FC Laval in this U16 final.
Definitely. Quebec has an abundance of talent, and one of the top two provinces traditionally in the country, Ontario and Quebec. And recently Alberta, especially with BTB coming up, definitely one to consider as well. But in the last 20 or so years, it's generally been Quebec and Ontario that produces the most talent when it comes to soccer. A lot of that due to the population, obviously, in those two provinces.
Ball comes back now. This is Lee. Couple of quick touches here by BTB. Now, onto the foot of Garces Guile. Back it goes. Froelich slides it across, and then Shahal hammers it down the pitch. Couple of players bang together over on that far side as Mbanga kind of took the brunt of that, but no harm there. He's fine. Chipped forward. Sithole tried to find a way to free himself.
Despite his short stature there, Ellie Sithole got very high up there for that ball.
Lee feeds it through now, but the flag is up as Sithole was a little too anxious to run onto that through ball off the foot of Joe Lee. Right idea, just the timing a little bit off. Still 0-0, Laval and BTB. Laval up the far sideline to midfield now and beyond. Here's the ball ahead. Laval will get there first. Shahal back to the keeper, and that one, fly ball, clears the fence. Out beyond the reach of the center fielder, and will re-rack. Approaching minute number 24 of this opening half, still no score. So Laval will just work it to the back line. Diego Antonio Cartagena Cano, couple of steps, little touch forward. Back with it went Okwo. Now it's BTB, turning defense into offense. Ball through for Juntu. Cleared away. Laval onto it quickly. Steven had a touch, gets it right back. Steven, nice little slide over to Okwo. Okwo head up, chips it off to the left. Okwo will jog in toward the 18-yard box. Ball just on the outside now. Tried to feed it back there to Lady.
Good patient build-up play here from Laval so far, showing their composure on the ball and their technical ability as Anthony leaves one in there on the Laval player. Laval Lady.
Laval has shown that willingness to be patient, pass it around. 3, 4, 5 players typically getting in touch in a sequence with that one. Sent all the way down, and again, lurking well out of his goal is the keeper, Cancel Marie, and he'll just jog onto that and push it across the pitch. Again, just a little touch to the back line. Now it's pushed forward. Nice touch there by Bukhari initially. He'll go to the line. Into the middle. Okwo got a toe on that, and it'll bounce. Does it stay in? Yes, it does, at least for now. Worked along the line, and BTB clears it, headed in. Tight roping along that far sideline the last few seconds, but the ball has stayed in play. Laval now works it back toward the middle of the pitch. There's a long through ball looking for Steven, and Lee is there. They had the right idea. Ashton Steven looked to be in the clear down to the right side, but the keeper, Oatley, was there as well as Joe Lee defensively. Now this is Lee. Tries to roll it up there for Sithole.
Yeah, most of Laval's joy has come down this right-hand side here through Ashton Steven, and he's done well, forcing not only for BTB to switch a defender to the other side, but also to substitute. So just showing the effectiveness there of Ashton Steven in these early stages.
So I'm guessing this is a water break, perhaps?
That is for sure. So.
Hydration break on this warm Monday morning. So that's an opportunity for us to step aside, take a little break, probably grab a beverage ourselves. Water break, hydration break on the pitch. 0-0 in this U16 matchup, FC Laval and BTB. We'll be back.
And we're underway after a brief water break as Joe Ali from BTB gets us back into the action. Gets another chance to throw it in. Looking for Ellie Sithole down the line.
So this 0-0 game back underway.
As Ellie
This
Sithole
could be
gets
a chance
chance.
now. Sithole, look at the dribbling, trying to make a move, and maybe a bit of a delayed flag raises there as before the whistle and the flag went up. Number 13, Eli Sithole, had chance to shimmy the shoulders, make a couple of nifty little moves with the feet, and eventually got a foot to ball, but whistle had blown, the flag went up.
Yeah, I'd like to see the number 10 from BTB, Mohamed Mahfouz, get on the ball a bit more. He's been one of the danger players for them in the previous games, already scoring 3 goals in the tournament, but unable to get on the ball very much here today, and that's much credit to the Laval players for keeping him off the ball.
That one sent well down the field and then booted back the other way by Garces Kyle.
Well, there is Mohamed Mahfouz on the ball finally. Flicks it over to Willem Sua on the right-hand side.
Heading up toward the front was Sithole, and then spinning down to the turf was Sua. Play carries on. Aggressive tackling on both sides of the ball.
I personally would have liked to see a foul on that one from the referee. The defender got no ball, and you hear a few of the fans and coaches complaining because there was no attempt made on the ball there by the defender. But
BTB on it again, trying to find some space was Mohamed Mahfouz. Cleared back toward midfield. Now it's just rolled back to Frolik. Up to the far side again. And the offside flag goes up. Kick taken quickly by Laval. Onto the foot of Bukhari.
And I could hear it from here, Mahmoud Abubaha asking the ref, why isn't that a foul? You know, I'd like to hear the answer myself on that one.
Bukhari with some nice footwork now, hands it off. Nice little touch back into the middle, but it's taken away, and B2B just clears the pressure. Back it goes to Thanasi Espinoza. Up ahead, headed forward. Good touch there to receive that ball by Kwam. Sent in, and that's wide of the goal. Oatley will jog back. Oh, and I think it went through the opening. He's got to go out to the parking lot there. So the keeper, Oatley, checking on the parking lot for a second, grabs the ball. He'll jog back onto the field.
Thanks to whoever parked their car there with the assist.
So B2B.
Great control from Willem Sua there.
And a nice job to take it off the chest, settle it down, but it's Laval on it quickly again. Lydie was there. To the back line, Laval will just settle it. Cartagena Cano. Slides it back over to his teammate. Little roll ahead by Thanasi Espinoza. Now to the far side for Laval.
It was all Laval in the opening 20 minutes here, but BTV slowly growing into the game, especially Willem Sua and Ellie Sithole getting a bit more advanced. They'll just want to stay onside, as a couple chances they've had both straight offside.
Just again to the back line. Laval trying to regroup here into the 32nd minute, 0-0. These two U16 squads wanting to lift that banner at the conclusion of this one. Now, B2B looks to transition quickly. There's Sithole. Makes a couple of nice moves.
That's a foul against the captain from Laval, Samuel Okwo.
Garces Guile will take the, no, he won't. It's Abubaha.
Come on, give me the card! Give me the card!
Off to that right side. Takes one bounce. And just kept in over there, and then it'll roll out over the goal line. And it'll be a goal kick for Cancel Marie. Working our way towards full time of this opening half. Still waiting on our first goal. Best chance so far for both teams was number 20, Samuel Okwo, off a setup from his teammate Ashton Stephen, and a fantastic save by Oatley. Best chance of the game for either side so far, but we remain 0-0. Marvin Okello, Scott Squires with you, and the rest of the Maritime Athletic Profiles technical crew.
And I was just a little bit late here because it is a Wanderers game day. So Wanderers face off against Pacific at 3 p.m. today, and with that comes all the game day preparation. Wanderers looking to pick up their 6th home win in a row this year.
Sithole again finds a way to get that ball to his feet. Took a little contact there. Play carries on though. Good work by Juntu. Works it over there to Mahfouz. Somehow again BTB able to keep possession. Trying to work his way through a crowd was Juntu. But now it's Okwo taken down as Garces Guile tackled from behind. Okwo
shows good strength there from Okwo to shield the player and win the free kick for his team as Laval picks up right where they left off.
Out of the far side. Laval trying to work their way in. BTB with Sua. Sua gets taken down, got tangled up, and he went spinning down to the turf. Everybody right back up though. Yellow card shown. So that the referee quickly grabs the yellow card and flashes it. So I guess the referee just taking note of some of these tackles and certainly doesn't want the tone to get to a point where they kind of become normal across the field.
Yeah, I think he tried to let the boys play for a bit there, but the foul's just starting to accumulate, so he warns Kendrick there that you've had a few chances and I had to book you after a number of fouls.
Now BTB looking to set something up there. Sithole. Nice little touch. Tried to find his teammate. Read well though by Laval, but somehow it found its way back to Juntu. And now it's Garces Guile. Tried to find Sithole. Diego Antonio Cartagena Cano watches that ball go out.
Two subs coming in for BTB. It looks like it's the tall number 9 there, Rayan Kyle. Coming in for Ellie Sithole and Willem Sua, who will both take a break. Hot day here, so fresh leg is going to be important. Might be the difference in this match.
Just announcing the substitutions now. So time continues to tick away here. The substitutions are on, and now we'll wait for the goal kick from Jaden Cancel-Marie.
So it's the number 9, Rayan Kyle, and the number 7, Rad Ali, who come into the match for BTB.
Laval on the attack. There's Okwo jumping across one defender, looking for some space now. Digs into that turf. The pedal kicks up, and he dishes it off to the left. Gets it back to Okwo, a little too far, and BTB able to clear a little space here, and Laval will reset. Thanazi Espinoza over for Cartagena Cano. Thanazi Espinoza gets it back. Cartagena Cano and Thanazi Espinoza play catch. And Thanazi Espinoza, long ball to the left sideline, and it just goes out of bounds.
His teammate just misread the bounce there from Kendrick, but good switch of play. We're a few minutes from the halftime, and it's 0-0. The early stages were dominated by Laval, but BTB has slowly grown into the game.
Last couple of minutes of this half, and that will certainly, you would think, set up for an interesting second half. Both coaches will make whatever adjustments they need to. And it's interesting, you know, you talked about that switch early in the game where we saw in the first 6 or 7 minutes several times. D. Julie, number 17 for BTB, coming together several times with number 3 Ashton Stephen for Laval. And Laval was really pressuring, and Ashton Stephen was getting a lot of chances. But when that switch was made, whether it's coincidence or not, that seems to be kind of when BTB started to get their legs under them a little bit and change the momentum of the game. So they'll work it back. Near side now for Lee. Joa Lee being watched by the aforementioned Stephen. Rolled there for Rod Ali. Back to Lee. Lee, nice work to get around the defender. Sliding tackle there from Cartagena Cano. Gets whistled immediately.
Diego Antonio showing studs there, and I'm surprised, honestly, he's not cautioned with that. That's a dangerous play from the number 2.
So a throw in for Mahmoud Abubaha. See Cancel Marie making sure he's got his mates where he feels their best position for this free kick. Close to the sideline on the near side, close to our Maritime Athletic Profiles broadcast position at midfield. Abubaha. That's high. There's several players in the area, and there's the range and the lankiness of the keeper, Cancel Marie, who just towers over everyone. And he sucks up that ball. And another tackle on that far side. And that's a red card. So it looks like Mohamed Mahfouz. And that was almost immediately that the referee grabbed for the red card, and many of the fans to our right, apoplectic right now at the decision by the referee to show that red card.
That is
Marvin,
the risk.
Break it down. What did you see?
I didn't actually see the tackle very well. I saw that he led with his studs. I didn't see the actual contact being made, but this is the problem sometimes as a ref when you try to let the guys play early on, and there's a lot of tackles that start to mount up, and in the players' minds they think that they're allowed to get away with it. So sometimes this happens. It's unfortunate that the player receives a red card, and you're hearing some of the BTB fans unhappy with that call, but it's a tough one for the ref.
So a pivotal moment in this game that has definitely drawn the ire of the BTB fans that are just to the right of our broadcast position here.
Yeah, and just to play devil's advocate here, like, there was a tackle by the Laval number 2 on the sideline, which also showed studs, and not only did he not receive a card, but he didn't really get a talking to from the ref. So to let that one go and then go on the other side, on the opposite side, and have a red card shown, that's why I think you hear that the fans are a bit displeased with the call.
And even on the replay that we showed, the position on the far side of the field with some of the other players, it was tough to see.
Very tough
the
to see.
finish on that tackle. You got a better look at the end result with the player tumbling down.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I mean, the referee was right there and almost instantaneously reached for that red card.
Yeah, and usually when I see that, it means that he probably led with his studs, and that usually is a red card, you know, especially if he makes contact with it. So I'm assuming that's why he got the red card. I mean, the fans on this side aren't happy with it, but the ref much better positioned to see the play near the other side of the field, and we just hope that the player is okay and we'll be able to continue.
So the other piece of this is not only does the red card put BTB down a player, but it's also Mohamed Mahfouz, which is a player that you identified as one of the keys offensively for this B2B team. So it's kind of a double whammy.
Yeah, and it is a tough job being a ref there, because, you know, you do have to look through a number of bodies sometimes, and you got to make a quick decision, and it's not always the right decision, but you gotta do your best to use what you see to make the judgment. And not everyone's going to be happy with it, but in his mind, he thought he saw enough for a red card. And
so just trying to sort out here whether we're actually at full time. It looks like the players are coming back onto the pitch, because it did take a few minutes to sort everything out after that tackle from Mahmoud Mahfouz drew the red card. The Laval player was attended to for a few minutes, and we thought it might have been full time for the half, but the players are back on, so I'm guessing the referee is going to allow for a little of extra time here just to make up for that delay after the red card was shown. So we're back underway, and BTB now down a man on the pitch.
It's unfortunate because otherwise this has been a great first half, and I don't want that red card to define this game because both teams have been playing some good football. So hopefully BTB can...
Now, I thought it was number 10, Mahmoud Mahfouz, but he's still out on the pitch.
No, it definitely wasn't number 10.
So I'm not sure who that red card was shown to. And again, just to correct myself, I thought initially, just from watching the play unfold live, that it was Mahmoud Mahfouz who was in on that tackle, but the red card was shown and Mahfouz is still out there. So I guess that's good news for BTB, is that Mahfouz is still able to continue on in this game. But again, down a man for this BTB side. Corner kick coming now for Laval as we are in some added time. Line drive, and the keeper takes it just below the chin and then jumps down on that ball and makes sure that it's protected from any second chance. Lee rolls it now for Lee. Up for Rod Ali. Bounces at midfield. Settled there by Thanazi Espinoza. Now it's Lottie. Laval. Thanazi Espinoza again. Cartagena Cano. Up ahead for Lottie. Laval trying to come on the attack here, take advantage of this added time. So BTB down to 9 men. And there's the whistle to signal the end of the first half. So from a goal perspective, none, but from a drama perspective, plenty. As late in that half, a tackle resulted in a red card and BTB down a man. So we'll step aside at halftime. This U16 final is 0-0 with FC Laval and BTB. We'll be back.
It is often thought that glory is a matter of fate. But the truth is, no one was born a hero. It's an everyday journey. There are no shortcuts, no perfect scenarios, no days off. Things won't always go the way you expect. Sometimes you may ask yourself, why me? Why now? But overcoming challenges is part of the game too. It doesn't matter how strong your rival is or how hard the game gets. Doesn't matter if all eyes are on you or if nobody's watching. And if you're forced to improvise, show everyone there are no limits to what you can do. In that moment, nothing else matters. Your time is now. When passion runs through you, become your own hero.
At Dalhousie University, ocean expertise flows directly into the blue economy. We're advancing clean tech and digital solutions and shaping tomorrow's workforce. We're turning today's challenges in medicine and healthcare into tomorrow's opportunities. And through our community partnerships, we support discovery and inclusion that make a real difference. This is Dalhousie University, where local collaboration meets global impact.
Welcome back to Wickwire Field, getting ready for the second half of this U16 championship game between FC Laval and BTB. And late stages of that opening half, there was a tackle that resulted in a red card. So Scott Squires and Marvin Okello, let's take a look, because there was a lot of controversy. Certainly the BTB fans not happy, and here's the play.
So as you see here, initially there's a clearance attempted, and Anthony tries to attempt a pass. It's immediately won by it looks like the number 11 there, Kendrick, who takes the touch forward, and as he touches it out of his feet, Anthony slide tackles, and he's late. He's definitely very late. I think in the referee's eyes, he thinks that he leans with his studs there, which by the book is a red card tackle. It looks like he doesn't quite get his studs, and it looks like he rolls his foot over the top. But again, that is something that sometimes refs will also punish for, because he goes over the ball.
And if you see on that replay, in terms of positioning and sight lines, the referee was right there. I mean, he was, had the best view of it. You see him right there in the orange shirt. The official's right there, has great sight lines to it. There's the tackle.
Yeah, the ball's out of his feet there. Gets none of the ball, and he gets all of the man. So from that perspective, definitely worth a card. It's just the color of the card that's the controversy here. I think looking back at it, and the ref doesn't have this this option, unfortunately, to look at the replay, but that's a yellow card, you know. But the ref has to make the call with what he sees in live time and doesn't have the luxury that we have here to look at it in slow motion and over there. So it's a tough job.
That's a really good point. He saw it real time, no benefit of a replay whatsoever, and he also made the call immediately. That red card was flashed out almost right away. Now, obviously the fans to our right, the BTB fans, were upset about that, and as you would expect. And in fairness to what some of the BTB fans were saying was, hey, there was a similar tackle that a Laval player did just a few minutes before, and there was no call. But again, it's the discretion of the referee.
Exactly, and that was the number 2, Diego Antonio, down on the right-hand side beside us here, who had led with his studs. He did get some of the ball, but he went through the man. So that one also, in my opinion, should have been a yellow card, not a red, because he didn't completely go through him. It wasn't a reckless tackle. But anytime you show studs, you generally are punished if you don't get 100% of the ball and none of the man. So tough job, I said, but being the referee, and you got to make the quick call that you think is best. But I think the reason he did it right before half there is because he had seen a number of tackles actually starting to fly in, and he's just trying to really take control of the game and set the standard that, hey, that's enough. And probably that's why he pulled out the red card there.
Yeah, and again, I just think it is also important to reiterate that fact of there is no replay for the officials. You're seeing it happen full speed, real time. What you see is what your brain tells you happened, and in the particular case of the play with Anthony Garces-Guile, referee determined that it was a red card worthy play, and that's what we're dealing with here now.
So it's 10 versus 11. Laval has all 11 players on the field. BTB down a man for the second half, as Joel Lee gets us back in play here with the long ball, looking for Mohamed Mahfouz.
So we'll see what effect that's going to have on this BTB squad being down a man.
Thanks to the camera crew for putting together that replay there, and shout out to Maritime Athletic Profiles, providing all the live broadcast and playbacks for this great 2023 Rising Tides tournament.
I see that the $20 envelope they left by your seat is working, Marvin. Good job. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, we are very lucky to have the Maritime Athletic Profiles team doing the quality work that they do. Makes our lives easy, and they truly are the leaders in live streaming sports coverage in this region. And if you don't believe me, go to their YouTube channel and see the amount of coverage that's upcoming and has been archived and you can watch as replays. I don't even know how they do it. It's a tremendous amount of coverage that they provide sports in this region.
Yeah, and it's all done so quickly, you know, with the graphics and the videos and the replays. It's you know, top notch, 5-star from the camera crew to the production staff. Everyone doing a great job.
So underway in the second half. We're still 0-0, but BTB down a man. So will Laval take advantage as a tackle over there as Saif Jintu in on the tackle? So the other, and I've always found this exceptionally interesting about the game of soccer. When a player is shown a red card or accumulates 2 yellows, they're off the pitch. That's it.
Yeah.
And you do not come back.
No.
It's not like in ice hockey, for example, where you can get a 5-minute major, a 2-minute major, a 10-minute misconduct, or in rugby where you go to the sin bin for a set amount of time and you come back on.
Yeah.
This now means BTB is down a man the entire remainder of the match.
Yep. And in hockey, isn't there something more than a 10-minute major, like where the player's removed from the match as well? I mean, their team isn't punished. It's still 5v5.
Yes.
But isn't there like the ultimate punishment where you're just completely removed from the game in hockey, if I'm not mistaken?
There is, but in terms of the amount of time that a team can be down a man or a woman on the ice, it's 5 minutes.
It's 5 minutes?
Anything longer than that, misconducts, you lose the player, but you stay at full strength on the ice.
Yeah.
And again, that with soccer, that's all. I mean, a player could get a red card in the first minute,
Yeah.
and your team is down a man for the remainder of the match, and potentially another red card, you could go down 2-3.
Yeah. So the minimum that you're allowed to have on the field for the game to continue is 7. So, you know, you can have up to 4 red cards, but once you get that 5th, unfortunately the game's over and you have to forfeit the match.
Good run by Lee, pushing the ball forward. Now it's headed away. BTB trying to get some pressure going here, but Mahfouz was turned aside. Laval has it now. Little touch through, trying to connect there with Hamza El Mouzali. And that just didn't connect, but he was in looking for it. Oatley in the goal for BTB. That long ball ahead, being tracked there by Xavier Kwam. Now it's up ahead. Lady.
One interesting thing that happens a lot of times in soccer, football, is when a ref makes a call like that, like a red card, and I think this happens in American football as well. You've seen the famous commercial, the Super Bowl commercial, where the ref says, I made a bad call in the first half, but I'll correct the error by making a similarly bad call in the second half for the other team. And sometimes you will see that the ref will favor the team that now has the red card against them, and they'll give more fouls to the other team just to balance things out. So we'll see if that becomes a trend in the second half here, just something to keep an eye on.
Kind of known as the even up call.
Exactly.
And you do see that quite often in other sports, but we'll see if that's the case here with BTB down a man with the late red card in the first half. Little chip forward by Hamza El Mouzali. That didn't connect. Now Sithole right back the other way. Lots of speed, dexterity from number 13 in black. Pushes it back to Juntu. Juntu back to Sithole. Sithole steps around his man. He'll roll it back. Lee being hounded over there. Rolls the ball into the middle to Shahal. Up ahead, looking for the connection with Sua. That didn't work. Mbanga had it for a moment. Now it's lofted forward. BTB trying to get the advantage. And a little pushing and shoving. Keep an eye on that. Both coaches won't want those temperatures to flare too much as Kawam and I believe it was Sua. Now they come over. That's the sportsmanship you like to see.
Yeah, well done there by number 10, Mohamed Mahfouz, who asked the 2 players to come together and shake hands and move on, because the game is starting to get a bit chippy, and you don't want that to be the main storyline. You want to see the technical ability and the skill be the main points of the game. So I love to see that from Mohamed Mahfouz. Well done by him there.
Yeah, that's great to see. You have the momentary lapse of reason, then cooler heads prevail. You shake hands, you move on. Free kick, B2B. Curling it to the left. Oh, the bicycle kick attempt there as Sua went airborne. What a fantastic display of athleticism. It didn't pay off.
That's the second time he's done that this tournament. He's 0 for 2 on connecting on the ball, but you got to respect the audacity that he has to.
And just the bravery to put yourself prone up in the air like that, knowing that more than likely you're going to come down with a thud.
And somebody's down for BTB in the back right corner there. I can't tell who it is, but I don't think the ref sees either at this point.
Yeah, slow to get up. Meanwhile, play carries on. And that's going to be the offside flag up, so maybe we'll get a look at who that player is over on the far side.
I actually think it's the number 10, Mohamed Mahfouz.
So we're just getting a look. There's that ball that was crossed in. Perhaps try to see what happened to Mahfouz. I don't know if we can.
A very strange yellow card there. As we said, there sometimes is a make-up call from the ref. I don't know what that one is for there, but.
So the yellow card shown, as there's a delay again. So it looks like it was indeed Mahfouz who was down. So Mahfouz heads to the bench for BTB. Rod Ali, number 7, onto the pitch now. And again, just a reminder, BTB playing a man down after Anthony Garces-Guile was given the red card late in the first half.
I'm being told here that the goalie had a push, which is what got him that yellow card there on the player. He's
So
off the ball.
good to get that cleared up. So yellow card shown. So another booking from the referee, and Laval brings it up with Castillo. They'll just calmly go back.
No shortage of drama in this match here, and if nobody's unable to break the deadlock, we'll have even more drama as we'll see penalties in this match, but we'll see if somebody can make the difference before we reach extra time there.
BTB coming on the attack now with speed. This is Ali, just checked back into the game. Rod Ali lays it into the center of the pitch. This is Abu Baha, lets it fly from distance and well wide of the goal. But again, not a bad idea as Mahmoud Abu Baha saw the chance and tried to put it in towards goal.
Despite having the extra man, Laval actually being the ones who are being pegged back in their own half. BTB doing a great job of adjusting and actually though on the front foot much of the second half.
So when you're not only a coach but players on the pitch, when you go down a man, what type of adjustments do you and can you make to kind of make up for that player discrepancy?
So, I mean, sometimes you'll see teams take their striker out of the front line and drop him to the midfield just to give you that extra assurance, because since it wasn't a defender who went off, they didn't have to add any defenders back there. But usually you'll just either have a striker substituted off to give you that extra man in midfield, so that you're able to balance things out a little bit there. And then on the offensive side, a lot of times you won't see the offensive side make too many changes. They'll just kind of go as planned for a few minutes, see if they're able to create anything, and then you might see them maybe add an extra attacker to take advantage.
Cartagena Cano tried to put that ball forward, went off a BTB defender, and Cartagena Cano gets on it quickly, rolls it back to the keeper, Oatley. Oatley chips it up for Lottie.
And it looks like you're now seeing Laval's pushing up an extra attacker there. Almost looking like a FIFA formation in a 4-2-4 here.
Bukhari moved the ball forward, then went down. This is Steven in a crowd trying to work with that ball. Goes out of play. Quick throw in now for Laval. Bukhari left it there for Lottie.
Great bit of skill there from the number 7 from Laval. Scored the game winner in their last match late. He'll be hoping to do the same in this one.
Into the 56th minute now. Time melting off the clock here in this second half. The U16 championship. Oh, and a long strike on goal from distance. Ended up being more dangerous than Laval initially thought.
And that's a great shot there from the number 8, Adal Ladin. Just unable to find that far corner, and if it was on target, the goalie had absolutely zero chance of saving that one.
Gabriel Delva now in goal.
As we see that the sun disappears behind some clouds, and I'm sure the players will appreciate that on this hot Natal Day Monday here in Halifax at Dalhousie McGuire Field.
Another whistle on that far side.
I'd like to take a moment to thank our broadcast partner, Maritime Athletic Profiles, again for this great coverage over the course of the last 5 days. And you can watch all the games back on YouTube as we enter our final matchups today.
Laval, little chip forward, couple of nice touches there. This might spring them away for a chance. Turned aside though. Coming in quickly, Cartagena Cano. Looks to cross it in. That could be trouble. Pardon me, Okwo.
All cleared by Xavier.
Just about got ahead on it.
And Joe Lee does well to just usher the ball out for a goal kick there.
So the two number ones in goal. Oatley still in there for BTB, and as mentioned, Gabriel Delva now in goal for Laval.
Well done.
Here's
by
a move
William
now.
Sua
Sua through a crowd. Dribbles off, stops, and had it taken away there. Some good defensive play as Sua made a couple of dynamic moves to create some chance perhaps, but again, Laval just calmly closes it down. But to your point, Marvin, it's almost like Laval is the team that's a man down with BTB pushing.
Yeah, definitely. BTB has made the better adjustments so far, and they're really pushing Laval in the second half. Even though they only have 3 players up there, Willem Sua, Eli Sidhol, and the number 7 who came on in the second half there. They're doing a great job of creating many chances and living in the Laval half.
Bukhari tried to spring Steven away. BTB turns it back into the offensive side. Making a run now is Rod Ali. But he's not going to get there ahead of the keeper as Oatley just clears it away. Or excuse me, Delva.
Yeah, I'd like to see Laval try to find Ashton Steven a bit more, who had a great first half down that right-hand side and was really involved. And I don't know if that means switching him to a different side of the field over to the left, but they need to get Ashton Steven more involved if they want to take advantage of this extra man they have here. And there he is on the ball.
Steven being watched closely there by Lee. Back to Cartagena Cano, clears it down toward midfield. Now, can Laval come on the attack here? There's a ball chipped ahead. Got only a black sweater there as Nathan Froelich got to it first. Laval, good idea though. Forward ball, trying to spread out the defense. It comes Froelich again. Clears it away.
Good chance for Laval to carry the ball forward here. Sprays it out to the left. Cuts back on his right side. He's got a chance to shoot. Just opts to pass it to his teammate.
Feeding it back. Lots of good touches here now by Laval, trying to find an opening. There's a long shot. Not a bad idea from distance. Had good pace on it, just not quite the positioning that he wanted, but still well-struck ball.
As we see Mohamed Mahfouz looking to get back into this game here, but BTB doing a great job of not giving Laval any space to breathe or any time on the ball, which is the main reason why they are enjoying a lot of success despite playing the man down. Laval needs to do a better job of being able to skip the lines a bit there. They're playing a bit too much in the midfield, and the build-up play is just a bit too slow, so they're going to want to take advantage of the extra man and try to get in behind where they've had the most success through Ashton Steven.
Still waiting our first goal in this U16 final. BTB out of Edmonton, Alberta, and Laval FC out of Quebec, of course. Rolled in, and Delva will just calmly scoop that up and roll it ahead. Now Laval trying to transition quickly onto the offense, and that ball just rolls a little bit ahead of El Mouzali.
Willem Sua doing a good job there of dribbling. Even though he showed the defender the ball with his left foot there closer to him, he did a good job. It's just tapping it away from him as he went for the tackle. Very skillful player, that number 11, Willem Sua.
That ball will go all the way back to Delva once again. Into the 62nd minute of this second half of this match overall. Laval and BTB looking for our first goal. Over on this near side, and you get the feeling that if a goal is scored, it may just stand up. Chip over there from El Mouzali. Now, coming in is Mahfouz. Mahfouz trying to work around his man. Mahfouz taken down, and the fans are looking. No call. Mahfouz breaking in, taken down. The BTB fans were looking for that potential call for the penalty kick, but play carries on.
That's more of what we're used to seeing from Mohamed Mahfouz. He does a great job of carrying the ball forward, drawing tackles, and I'd like to see him continue that for the rest of the second half there. Good bit of skill from him.
Back to the keeper, Delva. Laval again have the man advantage with BTB down a player from the late red card in the first half, but to this point haven't really been able to take advantage. Excellent adjustments from BTB. Here they come again. Working with it is Sua. And Sua goes down against 2 Laval defenders.
Looks like BTB have gone to almost like a 4-3-2 here in the second half, and it's working really well. Laval needs to make some adjustments. They have not really threatened at all with the extra man in the second half here, and looks like the coach is looking for some subs there. There is one tricky player there, Juan Pablo. I see him stretching. He's one that might be able to unlock.
Long free kick from Abu Baha. Ball is down on the turf, and Laval has to clear it away, but the flag was up for offside anyhow. Into the 64th minute now. Keep updating you. I know the time is on the clock, but always like to update you in case you're, I don't know, watching this on your phone, out mowing the lawn with the earbuds in. Try to keep you updated because you don't want to watch your phone while you're driving a lawnmower.
Highly do not recommend.
Next thing you know, you're over the flower bed and you're in big trouble.
Oh, that's another late foul there.
And the Laval fans want it now. Here's a chance. The shot. Oh, what a save. The rebound chance. They score.
Mahfouz with the goal, but
oh, my goodness. Mahfouz stayed with it. Delva made the initial save, but behind the play, just moments before, a tackle was made, and the Laval player is still down. And right in front of our broadcast position, the BTB players come over and pay homage to their fans. But
I'm going to refer back to my makeup call comment earlier. I think you just saw it there. Laval deserved a free kick in the middle of the field. That goal never should have happened. And the ref missed the call, which led to the chance for Mohamed Mahfouz to put it in there. But admittedly, that should have been a free kick in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and apart from that, how about the skill and the calmness of Mahfouz? Broke in, got the initial chance, huge save by Delva.
Yeah, great first initial.
But Mahfouz's presence of mind, eye on the ball, stayed with it, rebound comes right to him, and then with Delva out of position after making the opening save, we'll see it here. Look at Mahfouz, dashes in, tremendous save, and then diving to try to get the rebound was Delva, but would not be denied. Mohamed Mahfouz has the first goal of our game, and meanwhile the Laval player still down. And again, it was that tackle that kind of freed up space for BTB to make that rush in.
And admittedly, like, it didn't even look like just a foul. I think it was worthy of a yellow card as well. So Laval will be upset with the turn of events there, but you know, BTB had a similar.
and listen, you got to give credit to Mahfouz and BTB. You play until you're told not to.
Exactly.
So there was no whistle. They weren't told to stop.
Yeah.
You play on, and Mahfouz, a dynamic run, great first strike on the ball. And how about Delva? I mean, that save was tremendous.
Incredible.
But once he dove to make that initial save, and, you know, for Mahfouz, the rebound came right to his foot.
Yeah, good composure from him, and he scores his 4th tournament-leading goal. And right now that's the difference. So now that they have the 1-0 lead, they'll probably drop a couple back and, you know, try to hang on for this 1-0 win here. And
you certainly don't like to see the scene on the field right now, which is the Laval player having to be carried off the pitch. So that's tough. You know, you don't want to see any player injured and carried off the field, but so Laval will take care of that injury. They'll make sure that he's taken good care of, and as the time continues to tick off the clock, what's important right now for both these sides is number 10, Mohamed Mahfouz, has scored the first and only goal of this contest so far. BTB now has the 1-0 lead. So Laval up a player, gives up the goal, and now they've got a player injured over on the side. So play carries on. Laval down by 1. However, they still have that one-player advantage. BTB down a man, but they've got the go-ahead goal here. It's 1-0. in this championship game. So Laval has to really dig in now. They've given up a goal. They have one of their teammates off to the side being tended to. Hopefully it's nothing serious and they'll be able to get him back on the pitch. Here's Diego Antonio. Cartagena Cano got it over to the side. Here's a good run now. El Muzali works it to the middle. Here's Okwo. Off to the side. Jules Jr. Okwo. Ball high into the air, headed away. Everybody, you just can feel the intensity at Wickwire Field right now. Not only on the pitch, on the benches, but also in the stands with the fans. High level of intensity in this game, as you would expect.
Even with the fans in the stands, we gotta keep the cursing out of your mouths, because this is a youth tournament and we don't want to hear certain things.
Cartagena Cano lifts it to the far side. Laval, still time here as we are into the 70th minute. But I mentioned it earlier, you got the sense that if there was a goal during regulation, that it just might be enough to stand up given the way that this game has gone.
Definitely.
So now we'll see as Mafous, the goal scorer on that far side, being hounded there, had two defenders on him as the ball went on a play, but that's not a bad thing for BTB as the ball stays deep in the Laval end of the pitch. And just in front of our broadcast position here, the Laval player who moments ago was helped off the field. I'm just trying to get the number there of that Laval player.
Looks like it's number 8.
So Nigel Alaidi, he's hobbling a bit, but is up on his 2 feet, being held, walking very gingerly though, so we certainly hope that everything will be okay for Nigel.
Yeah, you never like to see that. Hopefully he's able to be okay. But I'd like to see, both these teams really limit the number of fouls that they have in the final minutes here. And as we see one there, we don't want any more injuries. We don't want to see any more red cards to ruin what's been a great game so far.
And this game, a perfect example of why it's important to wear some kind of shin pad protection inside your sock. Laval crossed in, danger perhaps. Ball down, Cartagena Cano chips it up, header, cleared just wide of the goal. And a couple of Laval players put their hands to their face and look skyward, as that's the best opportunity they've had, certainly in this half. But they just couldn't find the back of the goal. It was in and around. As we take a look at the replay, there was the lovely ball through, and then it was just kind of a dumpster fire in close, couple of players reaching for it, and then it was just sent wide. They're going to try again. Down the left side, Jules Joseph tried to cross it in. On it again, there's the cross.
Great cross.
Past everybody, ball loose, cleared away.
By Joa Lee.
Pressure from Laval, and then Cartagena Cano gets tumbled down, and William Sua is questioning what the call was or why it was made. That ever popular stance of a player with their hands kind of held outward at their sides, questioning what exactly happened and why it was happening or why it was called. So Cartagena Cano rolls it up for Mario Jules Jr. Back to Cartagena Cano, back up along the line. There's a nice little ball now for El Muzali. El Muzali tight roping the goal line. Some good dribbling there, rolls it back. Laval just trying to get a setup here. Trying to work it into the box. You know they'd love to cross it in. Here's Cartagena Cano down by the goal line. Back up high. It's into that 18-yard box, but it's cleared away as BTB bending but not breaking, and they send it all the way down to Gabriel Delva. Laval pressuring here, but still trail by 1. Cartagena Cano chips it forward. Ball ahead to Jules Joseph. Into the 73rd minute now. So Samuel Oko will check out of the game. Number 26, Murad Zian, into the match. So we'll see now some fresh legs onto the pitch. Late substitution here for Laval FC as Murad Zian checks in. Both sets of fans, mainly Laval to our left, BTB to our right. Both very much into this contest here.
Yeah, both very passionate teams and a lot of emotions. But they'll want to show their maturity here in these final stages and just let the ball do the talking.
Another sub coming now. So D. Julie back into the game. Xavier Shahal checks out. So Julie back in. Keep an eye on 17 in black, an energetic player.
He'll want to be more disciplined than he was in the first 15 minutes of the match, considering how chippy this game is.
There's a ball long down the line, and it looks like it's going to go over the touch line. But not a bad plan. Try to push it forward, get a long ball forward. So they'll just put it back to Delva, the keeper.
So it looks like D. Julie slots into center back, just trying to add a bit more grit back there and basically close out this game.
So Laval looking for an answer to the puzzle that is the BTB defense. It's going to go out of play. Last touched by BTB as Tuma Mbanga was there, got the touch. Quickly back in, down to the corner. Jules Joseph on it quickly. So into the 75th minute. 1-0 the score. BTB clinging to the goal, scored by Mohamed Mahfouz. Mahfouz got the goal, made the beautiful run. Quick first shot, save was made by Delva, the rebound cashed in, and that's where we are at 1-0. Now, again, ball loose in and around the area, long shot from distance, lifted high, and over the goal. Laval throwing everything now at the goal, and why not? So Avery Sullivan into the game. Tuma Mbanga will check out. So Sullivan coming into the game, number 15 for BTB. And at this point for Laval, living by the words, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. You just got to put it in toward goal and see if you can get some kind of scramble in front. Nice footwork there, good dribbling from Cartagena Cano. Trying to work with it there was El Mouzali, but Laval sees BTB come right back up the pitch. There's a through ball. Ahead it goes, and the keeper Delva out as Sua. His eyes got wide as he thought he was going to have a clean look at goal, but out comes Delva to take the chance away, and Laval back on the attack now into the 77th minute. Touch there initially by Steven. Trying to find some way to break through. Laval trailing by the single goal. Sithole over on that other side. Working along the sideline. Taken away by Laval. They'll roll it back to the keeper, Delva, just to kind of reset. Now, Cartagena Cano. Long ball forward. Nice little header there as El Mouzali put it in, cleared away.
D. Julie gets in the way of his own keeper there as he's trying to clear it.
Mouzali again. Turned aside. And right now, it really is a case of BTB bending but not breaking. Good pressure here from Laval. We'll see, can they sustain it for the next few minutes and get the equalizer? That's the question. Feel the emotion here at Wickwire Field, both on the field and in the stands. Laval trying to set and organize from the back line.
If you just tuned in, you would think that it was BTB who had the extra man. Laval not doing a good job at all of taking advantage of the extra player they have on the field.
Jules Joseph crossing it across the field. Down it bounces, far side, into the middle, right into the box, header! Not a good one there, not a bad effort though as El Mouzali went up. Back it comes.
Scuffs the shot.
And BTB again, hanging on, clearing it away. And away again, it's Sua. Sua, one defender, trying to snake his way around that defender. And a nice job by Thanasia Espinoza to stand his ground and deny Sua.
Initially, looked like he slowed down there, but did a good job to recover and get his body between the man and the ball there. And we enter the final couple minutes of this very highly contested match between BTB and Laval. Lots of emotions, both on and off the field.
BTB happy to have the ball in this end of the pitch. Sithole working down low, and it'll go out of play. And it'll be a goal kick for Delva. Would imagine he's going to want to get it in quickly. He does. So Laval again looking to come on the attack here. Very methodical there, Laval right now, just trying to find an opening. There's a long ball through. Looks to be onside as it bounces down. The attempt for the header was misplayed, but BTB able to clear it.
The player just momentarily lost his composure there, trying to head the ball. I don't know if it was back to his keeper or down, but he's lucky to clear it.
And Mouzali, good body control there, trying to get around the defender. And the foul called. BTB not happy. So it'll be a throw in for Diego Antonio. Cartagena Cano with the throw in. Laval.
We enter the final 30 seconds of this match. Laval will want to try to get this ball into the box. They'll have nobody to blame but themselves there if they're not able to score one here, because they've had an extra man for almost 40 minutes here.
Now it becomes ears listening for the whistle. Now it's up to the referee. We've reached full time, but now the referee letting it play on. And we have had a couple of prolonged stoppages here. So the referee, I'm sure, making an allowance for that. Down the pitch. Laval living on borrowed time right now. BTB, long shot from distance, and that goes over the goal and in behind. Some young fans walking in front of our broadcast area here. Getting ready for the next game that we'll be bringing to you via Maritime Athletic Profiles live stream coverage. That next game will be Suburban FC and FC Manitoba Junior. Be a girls match taking place almost immediately after this one. We'll probably have just enough time to go and talk to the coaches for pronunciations. There's Sithole. Bounces to Delva. He'll just roll it ahead. Laval needs the sense of urgency here. They've just got to throw caution to the wind, make something happen. Up ahead, looking to make a run there was Zian. Zian has it far sideline. Takes a little shove off the ball. So the call will be possession to Laval. Perhaps one final chance here. One 0.
So I just got confirmation we are playing 45-minute halves here, so there is an extra 9 minutes still left in this match.
Well, there you go. 'Cause some of the fans thought it was 40 minutes as well, because when we hit the 80-minute mark, a lot of the BTB fans were saying, hey, that's full time.
Yeah, so there still is 8 minutes left for Laval to try and get something from this match and maybe push it to penalties.
So Laval, I mentioned they were living on borrowed time, perhaps not so borrowed, but not a lot of time still. for Laval to try and find a way to get something toward goal. BTB denying. Now they come on the attack. Up the field, Juntu. Juntu has one man to beat. Steps around Juntu from an angle. Lets it go wide. But that does take more time off the clock and will keep the ball in the Laval end of the pitch. Kamel slides it across. Mahfouz just in hovering, taking a look. Mahfouz has the only goal of this match. BTB back on it again, tried to cross it into the middle, but it was intercepted. Long ball ahead now for Zien. It's a race for it, and coming out is Oatley to clear it away. Good read by the keeper, Oatley. And a BTB player down, and it's number 6, Mahmoud Abubaha. Bit slow to get up, but he is up indeed, and he'll take this free kick for BTB. Long kick forward. Here's a chance. Trying to go in is Sua.
Sua, chance to get the shot on target here, but well blocked.
Sua again looking very dangerous in between that 6 to 8 yard range from goal. So corner kick now for BTB, Mohamed Mahfouz. Over to take it. Mahfouz wearing the number 10. Scored the only goal of this match on a great initial shot and then depositing the rebound. There's Mahfouz. Just above the crossbar, and flying in was William Sua, looking to get a forehead on that ball. But it's Laval who'll bring it up. Kamel hooks it up the sideline and watches it go out of play. Throw in, and he'll take it. I was going to say he'll take it quickly, but then the whistle blew again as the substitution's coming in. So Juan Pablo Guatra Amador into the game, and Thanasi Espinoza heads to the bench. So another late sub here for FC Laval. That is Guatra Amador into the match, wearing number 18 for Laval.
It's going to be a nervy finish for the last 5 minutes here for BTB as they look to hang on. Laval pushing numbers up into the box, and even the goalie Jaden Cancel-Marie coming all the way to half. And I wouldn't be surprised if we get close to the 90 minute, you see him going up for set pieces.
All hands on deck. Little backspin chip into the area, bouncing. One head on it. Ball still loose. Laval trying to find a way to work it in tight, and over by that corner flag. The Laval player taken down. I believe that was Jules Joseph. So it'll be a corner kick. Important set piece now for Laval as we play into the 87th minute. Curling it in. Cartagena Cano was there, and it's headed toward the keeper, but Oatley just comes out, grabs it, hugs it, and he'll just calmly now reset for BTB. No rush for the keeper or for BTB. Now the referee, I think, is going to card the keeper for taking too much time. I was about to say that Oatley was really milking the clock. Here's a chance. What is happening? No, they're going to blow it dead. It looked for a moment like the ball was loose and that Laval was going to have almost a do not pass go, do not collect $200 opportunity.
I refer again to my previous statement, makeup calls. I think we're seeing a few of them mount up here in the second half, and it's unfortunate for the goalie because he didn't receive any sort of warning there. The ref didn't say, hey, hurried up. He just punished him and gave the indirect free kick.
Yeah, so Oatley was just kind of taking your time, and as you said, no one really, spurring him on or encouraging him to go quick, and then all of a sudden, the referee blew the whistle, made a beeline for the keeper, and now, what an opportunity here. My goodness, Bukhari is there. Bukhari tries to send it through, block down, rebound chance there, and it's just wide of the goal. Laval can't believe it, hands on heads as they came that close to equalizing. There's the kind of confusion on the initial kick, and then in it went into a crowd, and it was loose for a moment and then directed just outside the post.
A few of the Laval players looking for a handball, but it didn't look like it was there on the replay.
Well, that was a glorious, glorious opportunity for Laval. BTB dodges it, and we remain 1-0, getting down very little time now, unofficially the final 60 seconds. Cartagena Cano, far side, headed up the pitch. And Gabriel Delva, well out of his goal, almost to midfield, sends it in. Couple of players there. Ball headed away again. And down to the turf goes Frolik. Now pushing, shoving, let's be careful here. We certainly don't want to see this boil over into anything. And again, players coming out, making contact. Some shenanigans going on here on the pitch, and now we're going to need the officials and the coaches to settle this down. Let's calm this. This has been an intense but well-played match. And you kind of got the sense, Victor, that we might see a little bit of emotional intensity boiling over perhaps, but you don't like to see it. You want cooler heads to prevail. A lot of bodies out on the pitch right now, still milling about. Both keepers for Laval out in the mix. And let's hope that there's some peacekeepers out there. And it looks now like we're finally going to get some separation between the two sides, as that was as much pushing and shoving from a point of anger that I've seen in a soccer match at a youth level in a very long time. So we'll see some sorting out to do, some housekeeping now, as the officials will have to sort through all of this. And meanwhile, a BTB player, I think it's Frolik, still down on his back, just outside the top line of that 18-yard box.
And this is what happens early on as referees. If you let too much go, especially with young players, under 16 category here, players will start to react to that. They say, okay, the ref's letting us play, so they'll start to tackle, they'll continue to tackle, and it's really important that you set the standard early. We talked about this the other night in the Maritime Super Series match. How long do you want to let the guys go for? How much do you want to card? In a game like this where there's a lot of emotions, there's a lot of tackles flying, you need a yellow card early on to really make sure that the players understand that, hey, I'm going to punish you. And the longer you don't give a card, the more likely you are to give a red, like you saw when you eventually do let 3, 4, 5, 6 tackles, because then you're making up for what you didn't do in the first 10, 15 minutes. So a bit unfortunate here that the game has been, kind of taken aback by all these, emotions and fouls and cards, because both these teams play some really good technical soccer, and it's unfortunate that isn't the main storyline of this match.
And it was Frolik, the player, who was down for an extended period of time, but he's now up off the turf and looks to be okay as he has a chat with a couple of his teammates. So good to see Frolik is up. So the coaches were out talking to the referees, and the officials still conferring here. Again, lots to sort out, so The field clock showing full time stopped at 90 minutes. Now we are truly at the discretion of the referee.
I hope there's not too much added here. We don't want to see things blow over, and really this is a good time to just end the match.
BTB.
So we had 2 more players sent off. This number 7 from White from the Laval. Bukhari, and number 17 from Black from D. Julie there with the second yellow card and a red during that skirmish.
So Laval, no idea how much time they have left. They just got to play till they hear the whistle. Through ball looking for Zien. Trying to clear it away. Getting in quickly is Mahfouz. And there's the...
And we see a penalty.
I was wondering, I thought it might be full time, but no. Goodness me, how many levels, how many layers to this game, Marvin. We've had a little bit of everything.
We've had red cards, we've had goals, we've had, coaches coming on the field, refs being, fans are, upset on the sidelines.
And it looks like the keeper, Oatley, coming out, getting tied up with the Laval player. Is that the infraction? Is that's what led to this call here? Right there you see it, the keeper coming out. Trying to get to the ball.
One, actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to see something else that could have resulted.
I actually don't know what it's given for there.
So let's set the stage. We reached full time during that brouhaha that erupted where pushing and shoving broke out and coaches and officials had to go in and settle things down.
So it looks like the linesman actually flagged a handball. I didn't see any on the replay there, but
here we go.
What a save!
There it is. That could be the gold medal save. Christopher Oatley, when it matters most, comes flying across, guesses right, a well-struck penalty. But Oatley says, not now, not anytime. Gold for BTB.
Oh my goodness, what a finish to this tournament here. And there's a saying in football, the ball doesn't lie. And with the big save there from the keeper proving that, I don't actually think there was a penalty on that call. And I think justice was served there with the keeper making the big save to keep the 1-0 win for BTB in a very, very, very dramatic match today. And really the reffing becomes the storyline, the main talking point.
Not often you see this.
No.
A penalty kick with the gold medal on the line and a little shimmy from the taker of the penalty, El Muzali. Watch the little shimmy, excuse me, not El Muzali. There's a little hesitation and Oatley, goodness. Even on replay, it gets me excited.
So in 5 days of football here, we've seen 6 penalties saved, one by one keeper, the York goalie Emir Selva. But today we have another one saved by the BTB keeper to win the match for his team and keep all 3 points. And what a finish to this.
Trying to see the number of the player who struck the penalty shot. It was a well-taken penalty, no question about it. He even put the little shimmy shake hesitation, but Oatley says, no, you're not going to beat me. I'm going to stay with you. And again, just watch the little shimmy, watch the hesitation, and Oatley, calm, cool, and very collected. Watch it again. Just 10 bells plus on the save. My goodness, quality save. Tremendous game of football played here today. And it's BTB from Edmonton, Alberta. They come all the way to Nova Scotia and they capture U16 gold. I'm going to step aside for a moment. Our next game will be starting as quickly as possible. The final in dramatic fashion. Oatley with the game on the line saves the penalty attempt. BTB. They win gold, 1-0 over Laval.
Number 67, Freddy Fernandez. Number 14, Eric Joseph. And number 11, Malik Dries. Champions for the 2023 edition of the Laval Youth Cup for the U16 division, BTB.
That is bad.